The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight on DC News Now at 6, frustration and anger continues over the ongoing Southwest Airlines travel debacle. Find out where things stand. Our team coverage continues.
And a remarkable rescue crews on the ground and in the air took on a daring task to save a hiker who was hurt and stranded in sub-freezing temperatures.
They impact the lives of others, and they work hard to improve the region. Meet this year's Washingtonian of the Year.
Hi, good evening, my friends. It's so good to see you. Guess what? Officially hitting 50 degrees here in the district, and it's only the beginning. This mild, warmer trend is in place for the rest of the week. We'll have your full forecast coming up.
And good evening, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Mark Hall, filling in for Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. And breaking tonight, Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin has just announced that he has lymphoma cancer. Raskin released a statement saying that he's been diagnosed with large B-cell lymphoma, which is a serious but curable form of cancer. He says a prognosis for most people in his situation is excellent after 4 months of treatment. Now, he's most well known for his role as a House's lead manager in the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. And days before the January 6th insurrection, Raskin's 25-year-old son died by suicide, an experience that he calls life-altering and actually led him to write about his grief in a book titled Unthinkable Trauma, Truth and the Trials of American Democracy.
Some answers tonight in the Southwest Airlines meltdown. The airline says it hopes to be fully operational by the end of next week. We now know an underlying issue is outdated computer and phone systems for scheduling.
The tools we use to recover from disruption serve us well 99% of the time, but clearly we need to double down on our already existing plans to upgrade systems for these extreme circumstances so that we never again face what's happening right now.
Well, we have team coverage of the whole situation, from how it's impacting us at home here in the DMV to ways you can save money on alternate travel options.
Yeah, but we start tonight with our Washington correspondent, Trevor Shirley, who's breaking down the investigation into Southwest Airlines that's being led by the Department of Transportation.
As of Wednesday, government officials say the average cancellation rate for most U.S. airlines is around 5%. That's a big improvement after last week's winter blast.
But then you have Southwest Airlines. They are in what I can only describe as a catastrophic situation.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says between 60 and 70% of Southwest flights remain canceled.
And I've spoken with the airline's executives to remind them of their responsibilities to customers.
Secretary Buttigieg hopes the federal government won't have to force Southwest to uphold its own customer service commitments.
If that's what it takes, of course we're ready to do it.
Buttigieg says those commitments from Southwest include full cash refunds and compensating stranded passengers for things like food and hotels.
Frankly, I'm looking for them to go above and beyond that. Their CEO pledged to me that that is exactly what they're doing.
Southwest Airlines CEO Bob Jordan says the airline was forced to cut back on service to catch up.
We're focused on safely getting all of the pieces back into position to end this rolling struggle.
The Senate Commerce Committee says it also plans to investigate the Southwest meltdown when Congress returns in 2023. Southwest CEO also said he believes the airline will be back to normal operations by the end of next week. In the meantime, Secretary Buttigieg is calling on other airlines to offer what he calls reasonable fares to stranded passengers, and also warning other airlines not to try to take advantage of the situation. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
Our thanks to Trevor. And hundreds of people are still stranded in our area, many running out of patience and options to get to their destination. And people, well, they're getting desperate. DC News Now's Katie Ree is at Reagan National Airport. Katie, there are people that you've talked to who have ruled out flying altogether?
Well, it might not be ruling out flying altogether, but they might be reconsidering if they want to book with Southwest again. Some of the people that I spoke to today, they told me they're just going to bite the bullet and start driving. Others say that they've completed their long-haul trip after Southwest left them stranded. Now, a lot of these people say that they might reconsider flying with the airlines altogether after the hassle that they've been through.
Well, it's been a nightmare.
And I drove 13 hours back from Chicago to D.C.
After multiple delays, canceled flights, and hours waiting on the phone, some travelers are now turning to their last resort, driving back to their destination rather than trying to book another flight with Southwest Airlines.
Well, it's probably going to take at least 14, 15 hours of driving.
Rich Veristasso and his wife were scheduled to fly back to Sarasota, Florida on Tuesday, but after multiple cancellations, the next available flight was not until January 2nd. Now they're packing up and rolling out for a 2-day trip back home.
Well, there's no way I can make the drive in one fell swoop. My wife would not be able to make it. There's no way she could stay in a car for that length of time. And that was the reason why we didn't drive up in the first place, because she's got some medical issues, and she really can't sit in a car for that length of time.
Others have completed their journeys back home, like Cass Awadzi, who drove 13 hours straight from Chicago after his original flight to D.C. was canceled Monday night. He says the experience has left a bad taste in his mouth.
I've submitted a request for a refund on their side. I would need at least the next 3 flights free, like regardless of where I'm going, in order for me to consider flying Southwest again. My brother, who I was traveling with, he just submitted for a credit card with Southwest, immediately canceled it.
The barrage of delays and cancellations have thrown a wrench into countless holiday plans.
So what happened to Mommy's flight?
So it got canceled.
And how'd that make you feel?
Sad.
Leaving one family separated for the holidays and forcing them to scramble and rearrange reservations.
My wife was able to come later in the week, and so she booked a flight. After everything was settled, her flight got unexpectedly canceled. Our car was only through today, and as much as I tried to change it online or change it over the phone, they basically told us, come down here, and then we had to wait in a very long line to extend the rental through Saturday, which apparently a lot of people are doing.
Southwest Airlines has said on their website that anyone who has been impacted by this or had their flight canceled, they can rebook their flights for free. And anyone who had their flight canceled or, quote, significantly delayed between Christmas Eve and January 2nd of 2023, they can submit their receipts for anything like meals, hotels, alternative transportations, like the rental cars that you see behind me, but that's only for reimbursement consideration. Reporting at Ronald Reagan National Airport, Katie Ree, DC News Now.
Katie, thank you. Sarah Joseph Almo was at another major flight hub in the DMV today as flyers at BWI Airport were left on the ground for a 3rd day in the row. He shows us how the situation has evolved with time.
Inside the Southwest Airlines terminal here at BWI today, the confusion and frustration is growing.
I'm giving up.
We fly Southwest all the time. This is terrible.
My luggage has been sitting outside for days. Yeah. What sense does that make?
FlightAware reporting at BWI alone, over 220 flights have been canceled in the past 24 hours, the majority of them from one airline. The list goes on and on. Take a look. Jacksonville, Miami, Myrtle Beach, Nashville, New Orleans, just some of the departures that are canceled as Southwest runs an unprecedented race to get their flight schedule back on track. Here's CEO Bob Jordan.
Clearly, we need to double down on our already existing plans to upgrade systems for these extreme circumstances so that we never again face what's happening right now.
While the airline grapples with one of the worst cancellation crises in U.S. aviation history, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg saying it is unacceptable that Southwest hasn't recovered from last week's winter weather havoc while other carriers have.
I conveyed to the CEO our expectation that they are going to go above and beyond to take care of passengers and to address this.
Meanwhile, it is bags, 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 and more bags here. Hundreds of them lined up at BWI Airport. Passengers trying to track him down. We're told by some that even though their bag might be physically here in the airport, they won't be able to retrieve it for the next couple of days.
We weren't giving any hotel vouchers while we were in Fort Lauderdale with all our flights canceled. We were just stuck.
Kiara Walker drove all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to BWI after her flight back home was canceled. Turns out her bags never left BWI in the first place, and now she's told they have to go to Fort Lauderdale first and then back up to BWI until she can get them.
Literally, this is what I've been wearing since like Wednesday. Like, it's f***ing ridiculous.
And late today, Southwest Airlines confirming to DC News Now that they're in the final stages of setting up some sort of online portal where they'll be able to link people with their lost baggage. In the meantime, your best bet is to go to Southwest's website, hit the trip advisory button at the very top, and either make a plan to rebook your flight or get all your money back for that canceled flight that never took off. Reporting here at BWI Airport, I'm Joseph Omo, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Joseph. You know, the hundreds of thousands of flyers stranded from cancellations, well, they've been searching for other ways to travel cheaply, but that can obviously be difficult.
Yeah, good news, though. We are stretching your dollar to save you cash, and for that, we bring in consumer reporter Ben Dennis. Now, Ben, if we rule planes out of this, what's happening with getting a train ticket or even renting a car?
Several options here. Start by taking a moment to price check rental cars, gas prices, and train tickets that could save you cash. And for stranded flyers, a major win after we found tickets to rebook at higher rates, some for thousands of dollars, if you can believe it. Check this out. Prices for one-way flights from Metro DC airports are upwards of $2,761. Prices seen on Google just this morning when we checked. And while several of the highest priced tickets are first class, tickets are notably higher still than normal during widespread Southwest airline cancellations. Not only that, several were not direct flights from BWI to Austin, Miami, and Los Angeles when we checked. Long layovers, too. And since then, several airlines have come out with statements about price hikes. Take United Airlines. They say that they will cap fares in select cities to make flights available to as many people as possible, saying that they will be focused on domestic and Latin American markets served by Southwest. And the cap will last through New Year's Eve. Over to American Airlines, a spokesperson tells me they will also cap fares at airports with severe cancellations, noting that this applies to select cities, but they did not say how long this policy will last and what specific cities are targeted. Now, while it may be obvious to catch a train or take a car instead of flying, there are avenues people can look to save money. That's why we caught up with AAA. Among those saving hacks, well, apps that track the cheapest prices for you and travel companies that are not at the airport.
If your flight has been canceled or delayed excessively, you're entitled to a refund. Perhaps catch a shuttle or an Uber to a rental car facility that's not at the airport. We have seen that typically it's a little cheaper to rent a car not from the airports. You can certainly use a travel advisor to help you sort of navigate these issues right now. They can help you with both a rental car as well as booking a train.
Let's also note Delta Airlines had told us that they will also cap fares, but that is exclusively for walk-up tickets inside of those airports. More on those rental cars. Look out for special codes for discounts. Also good news, gas prices, you've noticed they're at a low over the past year. And apps like Upside and Waze and GasBuddy can help identify the cheapest prices near you. AAA has a tool as well, and Upside even gives you cash back at certain pumps. Back to you.
All right, Ben, thank you. And taking a look now at your top headlines at this hour from that Buffalo blizzard, the National Guard's now going door to door in parts of the city and suburbs where people lost power. You're seeing photos of it right there. Ice and snow finally starting to melt after one of the deadliest winter storms in more than 50 years there. More than 30 people have died. There's enough snow on the ground to keep people off the road with the driving ban. Crews are working to clear the storm drains for that big melt. And as temperatures creep up, there could be flooding and ice jams.
What does this mean? The historic winter storm hit hard in Houston, Texas, and temperatures plunged, and so did hundreds of bats. Hypothermic shock set in, and they lost their grip on the underpass. The city's Humane Society rescued about 700 bats from the pavement. They're planning to release them back into nature sometime today.
A lot happening. So here in the DMV, though, the sun is out and we're feeling the temperatures finally go up.
Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, obviously a good weather news day.
Yeah.
Actually, good weather today, which was news, right?
Yeah, across the board, we are seeing this big thaw across the DMV and much of the Northeast and East Coast. So as you just were talking about Buffalo, the problem is across that area, we have over 100 inches currently on the ground. And so with temperatures going above average, just think of all the flash flooding that is about to take place. And we're really going to see that across our area for the Alleghenies. Can you believe over a foot out towards Garrett County to the Alleghenies. We were looking at some of the snow cover this afternoon, and there's a good swath of snow out that way. And so we want to watch for the next couple of days for some aerial flash flooding that could take place. Now, across the suburbs of the district and surrounding counties, yes, a ton of sunshine, and we can look forward to more of that as we go into tomorrow afternoon as well. Tonight, remaining on the dry side, partly cloudy skies, humidity in the mid-50s with that wind now transitioning out of the south, so that's going to pump in some warmer air. Official highs for today back in the 50s, and so it is going to continue really to happen across most of the area. Good evening, Hagerstown, 42 degrees, out towards Baltimore in the lower 40s. This is actually just the beginning. These temperatures continue to rise here going into the next 24 hours. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
Vanessa, thank you. And if you forgot to buy a lottery ticket, no problem. You have another chance of winning a sweet $640 million. Your chances of winning the massive jackpot.
Could be one of us. And also, it's not just the necessary over-the-counter medicine that's running out. People can't find good old tissues and soup. Why you may not find the immediate relief you need. Stay with us. You're watching DC News Now.